book lovers! Today I'm here to do a review of Golden by Jessi Kirby. Yay! So, this is going to be very spoiler free, so it's safe to watch it if you have not read this book, which I suspect most people haven't because it just came out last week? I don't know, 2 weeks ago? It just came out. And it's wonderful. I'm not going to give stars. I discussed that in my first review of Invisibility. That's just difficult for me. I don't know. So, we're just going to say I loved this book. Now, this book just came out. This is Jessi Kirby's third novel. Her first was Moonglass, and her second was In Honor, and they were so good, guys. So good. So, when I knew that she had a third book coming out, I had to pick it up, so I got Golden right away. And look at... Can we just talk about this shiny cover for a second? I know a lot of you probably don't like girls on your cover, but the book is called Golden, and I mean, it's golden. Come on. It's very shiny and beautiful. Like, even the back is really pretty. So, gorgeous cover, and I was so excited to read it. This is the first book title I pulled out of my TBR jar, which is right here on my shelf, see? So, if you watched my TBR jar video, I put about 12 titles of books I really want to read into that jar, and I'm pulling them out. So this was the first one I pulled, and it was a good choice. It worked well for me because I stayed up all night reading this book. I wanted to start a book right before I was going to bed, and I didn't go to bed until I finished it. It was so good, guys. It was so good. So I've already probably babbled for like 5 minutes just saying it was good. So let's get started with the actual reviewing, logical words and stuff. Yes. So this book is about a girl named Parker Frost who is basically an overachiever. And part of the reason is because she's trying to live up to her mother's expectations, and her mother really pushes her to be the best and be perfect and yada yada yada. That, I think, is a common character in YA novels, is the overachiever. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if I looked at my shelves, I bet I could find you at least 10 main characters in contemporary YA who are hardcore overachievers. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying I think it's an interesting place for a character to start. Because then what happens when she realizes she can't be perfect? Like when she fails at something or doesn't get something she wants. Or most of the time, I think, the whole idea of the book is what happens when this character realizes that she doesn't have to be perfect and that maybe she's not getting the most out of life and experiencing the most things, you know, in her high school career because she's just too focused on grades and joining all these clubs and all this and trying just so hard to get into college that she's missing out on everything. What happens when she lightens up? So that's basically what this book is about. At least that's what this character's journey is about, is learning how to lighten up. And honestly, like, I was never that kind of person. I was never an overachiever. But I really loved hearing her story and hearing her journey. And she has two factors influencing her change. One is her best friend, who is always pushing her to try new things, and one is a boy. There's always a boy. The nice thing about this book, even though I love romance, I think even people who don't love romance so much in their books, the romance is only a subplot, and it's a small, small subplot. I'm just going to tell you that. So that's not what this book is about. It's not about the romance, but yeah. So the main thing this book is technically about, the plot, is that she finds this journal of this girl who is basically a town legend. And there's this whole mystery surrounding the girl, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to give you any details. But she doesn't want to open this because she knows it's wrong to read this girl's journal, but she's like curious and drawn to it, and she starts reading it and realizes that things aren't the way people thought they were. Things weren't happening the way they thought. This girl isn't who people thought she was. And she wants to like unravel this mystery and figure out what really happened to this girl. And so yep, she does. She tries to figure this out, and that's really awesome. That's the main plot of the book. And the thing I liked about this book, other than it was just cute and fun and sweet, the thing, like from a writer's standpoint that I picked up on right away is that all of the subplots in this book really, really worked together well. They all contributed to this character's transformation, basically. Like I said, the best friend subplot, the crush subplot, and then there's also a subplot with this scholarship that she's trying to win that actually has this connection to the girl's journal she finds. But she's trying to win the scholarship and her mom is pushing her to it. And she's distracted. She's supposed to be writing this speech to win the scholarship, but instead she's off on this journey trying to figure out what happened to this girl. So, but all of these things, all of these subplots really tie together well. They all fit in the main story, and I think that's important because I've read books where it feels like you're just throwing in a romance in like an adventure story where you don't need a romance. Or there's a romance and you're throwing in this crazy backstory that adds drama that you don't need just so that it's not pure romance. I just liked how everything fit together so nicely in this book. And really that's all I have to say about it. I liked the ending, actually. That's the other thing I'm going to say. I did like the ending. I thought it was perfect because I'm not someone who wants an unrealistic happy ending, but obviously I don't want you to like break my heart either. So I thought the author did a really good job of giving a satisfying but realistic and not perfect ending. I thought that was really, really well done. I really enjoyed the ending, and I really enjoyed this book, so you should all check it out. Yep. Okay guys, so that's it. Talk to me down in the comments about this book if you've read it or if you want to or anything like that. And okay guys, bye! Now go read.